about the campaign. So this is Payback as a Lich. This is a homebrew campaign of D&D 5th edition, almost 6th edition. It's a tier 4 campaign. Everybody's starting at level 17, and everybody's playing a Lich. All player characters are playing a Lich. Different types of Lichs with different backstories and different motivations. And this campaign takes place in terms of timeline right after a very unsuccessful campaign of Vecna Eve of Ruin. These leeches gather around to take advantage of an opportunity that have been created, a window of opportunity that have been created by the demise and the failure, the catastrophic failure of a group of heroes who try to stop Vecna, and Vecna wipe the floor with them. An old associate of Vecna who would like to remain hidden. A lich of name Vocar has gathered around other liches that have interests in common about, getting back to Vecna, because he deserves. He's just a lich with a good PR team. All of them working in Wizards of the Coast, apparently. He sees a window of opportunity, and he summons all of these groups of all of these different liches with different skill sets in order to try and gather the knowledge and the gear and the magical equipment that you need in order to not to stop Vecna, but perhaps take his place. Yeah, he's not deserving of that crown. Maybe let's not let him shape the multiverse. Why not you guys? It's such a great opportunity to steal the knowledge of a very old lich, and well, and get yourselves a little boost of knowledge. So in order to speed up things, I have added a few house rules to this campaign, which we'll disclose in more detail as we go along. But suffice to say, they all have some sort of role to play in the pace of the story, in the pace of the game, and I also reserve the right of doing plenty of other rulings throughout the game, or calling new rules, because after all, it's the first time there's a party of liches playing D&D. So I'm sure that we'll have some conflicts throughout the way, a little bit of friction with the existing rules. And if that happens and the rules are going to lose, not the story, I'm just going to override them in order for us to continue playing and having fun. All right, so let's go across the table. Let me roll. Let me start by rolling something, of course. Let me roll a d6 to see who goes first. Midge, tell us a little bit about Midge.
What's up, bitches?
My character's name is Midge. Midge is a spore druid. She is crass, nasty. If you can imagine, in her living years, just rotten flesh, absolutely reeks of necrotic debris. And however, she believes in the balance in the universe, that death leads to life. So she does the best that she can to help people, guide them to their death in order to bring about life. And she is not a fan of Vecna because in her quest for balance, she does not believe that Vecna should have complete and utter control and domination within the multiverse.
Very good. And next one in line, Cyril. Tell us a little bit about Cyril.
Cyril is a chronology wizard. Long story short, he's after Vecna for the ungodly demise of his beloved wife Esta, who was a clockwork soul sorceress. Cyril has self-proclaimed himself the Scorpion King, very fitting for his scorpion armor. He believes that now in death he has all the time in the world, so why rush things? So is often taking his time with certain decisions. But don't fret, he will be ruthless in battle regardless.
And of course, a chronology wizard is going to be taking his time, of course. And next one, Necrolumpa. Tell us a little bit about Necrolumpa.
Right, so Necrolumpa is a blade singing wizard, and she once had the mission to defeat Vecna, and she was defeated by Vecna and barely escaped alive. Well, in fact, she didn't. She was turned into an undead, a lich, and humiliated and ashamed of what she turned into, Necrolumpa, Lumpa renamed herself Necrolumpa and went back to her desert planet training grounds to live in a seclusion and isolation. And I'm looking for revenge.
All right. Okay. And next one in line. Let's see if I get a different number. Yeah, Ronaldo.
Well, Ronaldo in a bygone era was the servant and protege of a famous noble who was secretly a powerful wizard. And he assisted him in all manner of things, but particularly tending to his machines, all the while secretly studying his master's secrets. So he later became a forge cleric, working the machines and seeking inspiration for achieving greater enlightenment. Once his master died, he was there at his bedside, and being his favorite protege, the master bequeathed him his title, his lands, and all his secrets. And so since then, he has endeavored to join aristocratic society. And his beef with Vecna is that Vecna just doesn't give Ronaldo the damn respect he deserves. And so if Ronaldo expects to be taken seriously as a lich, even though he's not a great scholar or wizard. He still believes that he still puts in the hard work, and by the fires of the forge, he will get the recognition that he has long sought for.
Very nice. Well, Creek, you're next.
Well, hey guys, Creek is an eloquence bard. He had a group of friends from his younger years to the prime of his ventures, traveling, saying stories of all old and new. And when I was going to spin the tales of those legendary stories my friends made, unfortunately, all of them met a miserable end due to Vecna having plans and exposing of them. With that vengeance in mind, I took up lichdom, and over hundreds of years, I plan to get back at Vecna to turn his tale into a tale of sorrow and misery for him. By day, I'm Creek, and with my lich and my stage name, I am the Spirit King, with my music that'll be known throughout the era to all things.
And last but not least, Morgan.
Hello, hello. I'm the Morgan. Morgan is a necromancy wizard who is a leader of the enormous destiny and fate in wild space, commonly known with his alias, the Hope Prophet. He's one of the more powerful entities in wild space, but his journey was all but simple to get there. He always sought power in his own kingdom in Faerun. He detested any other place than the Neverwinter, and his dream was to rule it. And lo and behold, one day in a tavern in the depths, in the bowels of Neverwinter, after he had a long night drinking, a man came around and promised him that. But he needed him to be the project of an experiment. That person was Vecna, and the experiment was he was lied to, saying the experiment could be something that could give him power, but it was really to see if Vecna could become more powerful. Believed to be dead and unknown to be alive to his belief by Vecna, he left him in the magic experiment circle, eventually forcing him into lichdom. Seeking revenge, he fled to wild space to grow an army and follow in with the sole intentions of destroying Vecna. Surging to power with three right-hand men, Vapad, Kruge, and Doom. He disguised himself as a humanoid in public, but alas, is secretly a lich.
Very nice. And with all of you having one contact in common for one reason or another, you've met Vocar, which was once labeled Vocar the Disobedient, but he prefers Vocar the Freethinker or Vocar the Independent, um, as he lived a long time as a lich, long enough that he can now see himself as with a little bit more of skepticism, and he can see that it is a unlife worth living, and he prefers to be left alone, just like any of you would prefer, of course, unless there is reason for you to believe that there's something more out there to gain, something that is more beneficial to your selfish interests. Well, he went to each one of you, and, well, you gotta give him one thing that is he can be somewhat convincing. He's a good salesman. He worked hand in hand with Vecna himself, and they had a little spat in the past. He used to be Vecna's left hand because the right was Kaz. And the left hand of Vecna was the exarch that was in charge of all his cults, was the highest authority besides Vecna inside his cult. And he was at that time known as Vocar the Obedient. Very powerful, very knowledgeable, a master spy. And something went sour. And you can ask him the details yourselves. Vecna apparently excommunicated Vocar and sent him away and sent some assassins after him because, you know, Vecna, he won't let any loose ends. But Vocar knew the methods of his old boss and managed to escape them. Same as Kaz, who managed to find himself support in the Shadowfell. Yes, Vocar managed to successfully hide from Vecna for quite some time and even protect himself from the assassins. But eventually, a group of adventurers has managed to find him. There was one person that had found Vocar before. A man who was going mad carrying a ring, a sentient ring. That man, by the name Artus Simber, has left behind a travel journal of how he found the secret mansion of Vocar in the frontier between the Shadowfell and the Feywild. That man, Artus Simber, gave this journal to a group of high-level adventurers that apparently wanted to stop Vecna. Now, if that story rings a bell, Necrolumpa, is because she was one of these adventurers. In fact, she was partially responsible for Vocar's death, because in her bag of holding, she brought with her a tome of steel tongue. And she pulled it out of the bag to show Vocar and ask him how she could use that to their advantage as they were trying to gather intel on Vecna. Well, Vocar did give them quite a lot of intel on Vecna. Necrolumpa, for instance, discovered that Vecna had amassed such a knowledge that he could have created his own school of magic, of entropic magic, if he wanted to. A type of magic that corrupts magic itself, and turns the magic against the caster, against the wielder, and a lesson that Necrolumpa learned the hard way. Well, Vocar also told them where Vecna's phylactery was, and Necrolumpa's party may or may not have been successful in destroying that. I mean, she thinks she was. But then, when they arrived at Vecna's demiplane, he wiped the floor with them, the same he did with every other group of adventurers that thought they were, powerful enough to deal with Vecna. Now, you have something that those groups of adventurers didn't have. First of all, you are all very knowledgeable of the dark arts and the world of the undead. You don't believe in this BS and the good marketing that the lawful good and the gods put out there. All those ideals are really something that is behind you. It's so immature. After you live a couple of centuries and you are immortal, it really starts to become old. Everybody has a philosophy, and all of them are trying to sell you theirs. Well, skepticism comes with age, and you have a lot of age among yourselves. And you also have Vocar, someone who knows the ins and outs of how Vecna think, or at least how he used to think. And that gives you a little bit of an edge against him. Now, of course, Vocar is telling you that there is this rod of 7 parts, some sort of magic item that has been scattered across the multiverse, because the party who originally gathered was completely destroyed and obliterated by Vecna. However, the wizard of that party, the last survivor wizard, managed to cast a last spell that sent the pieces of the rod scatter across the multiverse again. Vocar has told you that that rod has powers that the adventurers didn't know how to wield. It's an archaic instrument. And well, he would like to have your help gathering the rod. Now, look at that. It's a rod of 7 parts, and there are 7 liches in here. Vocar said he already got his part, one of the parts, and he wants each one of you to gather one of the 6 remaining parts. That way, it seems fair, right? And when you are all together, he will explain what you can do with that rod, that an identify spell. Not going to tell you. All right. You've giving the edge and the leverage, the little leverage you have, it seems that this is the best opportunity you ever gonna have against Vecna to, you know, get your revenge on him. And since this is what you're looking for, you've all accepted Vocar's invite with a resounding, "You son of a lich, I'm in." And here you are. Vocar told you about this place. A place in the middle of a very ancient forest. He gave you the coordinates for an ancient teleportation circle in the middle of this dark forest. And he told you to follow the marks of dragged bodies to the ground. In the middle of this dark forest, there is a necro tree, a tree that is a soul organism. And he just told you that this entire forest is part of the same organism. And this organism protects this region against divination and teleportation and transportation and conjuration, except by that portal, which was there before the tree was here. And apparently, the tree just can't thwart the existence of that teleportation circle. But it is sentient to a certain extent. And it is a being that has existed for longer than even Vecna. You all here gathered to discuss what are the next steps, what are you going to do to get to know each other. You've been here for some time now, interacting with each other and getting to know what you're going to do. Vocar told you a little bit about his plans. When Vocar reminded you of the audacity of Vecna to send a telepathic message to all the creatures in the multiverse. Look at such a waste of good magic. And the message said, and I will paraphrase, of course,
"To the restless seekers of knowledge, the charade of this existence grows tiresome, does it not? The self-proclaimed forces of good seek to control you. False gods whisper empty platitudes. All the while, fortune favors the undeserving. Do we yearn for more? A calling beyond this fabled masquerade? That is another way. A grand design taking shape. A new reality born from the ashes of the old. I call upon those with thirst for something greater. Those rejected by the sheepish masses. Cast aside the blind faith bestowed on these pretenders and embrace the rise of a new reality. An existence where all who oppose you have only known defeat. A world where you stand above the rest, under me, Vecna. Preparations are underway. You will find my cultists at work in Neverwinter, harvesting secrets and sacrificing them to me. Join them, and together we will reshape the very cosmos. But be warned, only those with the power to take shall prosper. And now, for those who possess the keenness of mind to seek it out, hidden within these words lie secrets. Search well, for only the worthy shall reap the rewards that await them. A treasure to display your unwavering loyalty. Rise with me, Vecna, the undying king, and we shall transcend this pitiful existence.
now, all 6 of you, after receiving that telepathic message, receive a telepathic message in reply to that from Vocar. saying,
Lich, please. Vecna, you really think you can tempt us with a pep talk and a treasure hunt? The whole risen from the ashes spill? Been there, done that, got the t-shirt and it disintegrated. You've got cultists in Neverwinter, all harvesting secrets, how original. And here we were, using them for mulch in our undead gardens. You should see the peonies this year. Absolutely deadly. Look, we're liches, not lemons. We've been bending cosmic rules since before it was cool. And frankly, your call to arms sound a lot like a pyramid scheme, but with more necromancy. Seriously, a world where everyone's under you? That's just a lich with a superiority complex. We're more about the live and let unlive philosophy. So we'll take a hard pass. We've got our own cosmic reshaping to tend to. It involves less monologuing and more getting things done. But hey, thanks for the invite. So, my dear liches, after all we've discussed here this night, is there anything else you would like to address with me?
No, I get the gist of it, of what needs to be done. I have a couple things to tend to, and then I'll be right on it.
Okay.
I have something to say. Vocar, our first place of thing, you mentioned Neverwinter, my home, and where was the other spot?
Well, there are a few places you can start. When you lose something, the best place to start is to retrace your steps. And the pieces of the rods are scattered all over, we don't know where. But maybe there's some clues in the places where those so-called adventurers passed by. They were savages. They left only carnage behind them. They were... sorry. My jaw sometimes dislocates and my lungs don't really work when I'm trying to talk anymore. I think they are falling apart after a few centuries. So, there are a few places. I know this region in the Astral Sea where there's a dead god floating. If you teleport there through that teleportation circle, which is the only way out of here, you can, with the description of the dead god I can provide you, just think with a lot of focus into that description, and you will find the dead god, because in the Astral Sea, you move by your will. I know, you don't want to be so far from your phylacteries. But, hey, it's for a good cause, huh? Your own enrichment. Well, there is also a criminal or outlaw tavern, which there's there are a lot of informants there and interesting people that sometimes appear. That tavern can be of help if you're digging for some information. Now, I did learn that there is at least one rod part that has ended up in the hands of Primus himself. Yes, now we have a very neutral creature defending that piece of the rod. Good luck convincing him to give it to you. And, of course, you can go to Neverwinter, where Vecna just told you the city's probably being controlled by now by his cultists. Well, not that the previous leader was any better. That Lord never remembers. He was a bit too old for that. Some people tell me he put a crown in his head that was baited in the river Styx and never remember a thing again. How can someone like that govern for 30 years? You don't ask me. But the catacombs underground Neverwinter are probably where the cultists are taking their secrets to Vecna. The secrets. Oh, they don't even know what they're doing. Yeah, there is. Oh, yes, and there is also another place where you can go. Sharon has passed away. These adventurers have managed to defeat her. Such a beautiful kraken she was. Magnificent. And these savages just went there and took her down. You are welcome to visit Sharon's corpse. I mean, if you can bring her to life, even better. But I'm afraid that will require quite a big amount of magic because that was a big creature. And she's been dead for some time now. But maybe there's something about that battle that will give you some sort of clue about who these adventurers were. And maybe by tracking them, you have a bit of a clue where that idiot wizard scattered the remainder of the rod parts. So, the rod is much more than a magical item in an archive, whatever. It was built by a civilization long forgotten. In a time where there's no such a stupidity as a Mistra Ben to block you from casting magic above 9th level. And in that time, people could be much more creative about their magical abilities. And that rod can, if you know how to use it, of course, it can do some amazing things. Isn't that true for any rod? Well, any questions?
Yeah. If we're going to the astral sea, we can't do it. Do we need to go grab our phylacteries and hide them somewhere else?
Well, if they're option to you, I mean, you can go without them, but you will be in a different plane of existence, so good luck fitting those.
Makes me this. Do you have any recommendations? I mean, I'm not going to tell you where I hide it, of course, but I'm just curious.
Well, there are good places that you can keep your phylactery, that they travel with you, like an extra-dimensional space. As those are probably the best places.
Oh, okay. I was going to shove it up Necrolumber's butt, but, you know, I don't know.
I'd watch that.
Well, I'm sure there's probably some space there since she lost so much muscle. Anyway, if you guys have nothing else to... Oh, yes, very important. Vecna doesn't know that I'm unalive. He thinks his assassins were successful in killing me. Little he knows that I had a contingency to his contingency. And the moment I was killed by his Lich assassin, he also completed a standby ritual. And I became this decrepit thing. I barely count that as a win, but at least he doesn't know that I'm alive. And if he comes after me, of course, I have Sir Brownose to help me.
Sir Brownose? Who's that?
Oh, that's a little trinket I gather along the way in my adventures, in my solo adventures. Yes.
As he is describing that, he puts his hand on an iron flask that is on his waist, and he shows the iron flask, gives a little tap on top of it. He says,
Oh.
"Yes, This is a anti-Vecna antidote. Will give him quite a lot of trouble if he comes to my face again, or one of those nasty assassins. Ah, I really like Sir Brownose. Ah,
Yeah, I'm not a
Anyway.
big fan of brown nosers myself. You know, they're often cocky and conceited, and they think they're better than everyone else.
oh no! Sir Brownose is happy to just kiss my ass bone, and he's just happy to do what I tell him for an hour at least, an hour at a time.
That's oddly specific.
I know, right? Whoever comes up with these crazy magic items with random times of duration, I have no idea, but they certainly have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Well, as much as I'd like to attend a party in Neverwinter again, I think we ought to take the opportunity to stretch our legs a bit. Perhaps not first going to the Astral Sea, since that poses a threat to our phylacteries. Why don't we start trying to meet this Sharon? We'll go there, and I think it's a good first step to try and find out which adventurers they are and where this wizard might have spread the pieces of the rod. What say you guys?
I thought Sharon was dead.
Oh, she is, but I mean, well, as long as someone can speak Kraken, we can speak to her for at least a couple questions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I got that.
I like your
covered.
wig.
Oh, I thank you. It was quite expensive. Mhm.
Expensive, you say? And she reaches out and casts infestation, and a bunch of mites just start pouring out of your wig.
Looks a little disgusting to me.
He takes it off and looks at it. Oh, drat, I only had one of these. Come on now, woman.
Oh, it looks much better this way.
You look too hoity-toity.
He's like, he looks at it and says, well, and then starts to put it on. And then, like, as he puts it on and puts his hands away, one of the like, spiders gets on his hand and he says, well, it does have a certain charm to it, so long as we're amongst each other. Not sure the street folk will enjoy it.
You need to do a DC Constitution save, by the way, bud.
Oh, jeez. All right, first roll. Let's get
Welcome to
started.
Midge. Some of you guys know.
Constitution save, you said?
Yeah, DC 18.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, let's go. Oh, it's not rolling.
Starting well. Should I bring our technical issues song?
Exactly, right away.
All right,
need it straight away.
let's bring our already.
I'm just gonna refresh my page during that elevator music. But I mean, my roll the D&D Beyond app thing is Beyond 20 is updated. Don't know why it's doing it.
Stand by. We are experiencing technical
It
issues.
brings up the description when I click it.
What is the type of thing you're trying to click on? Is the Constitution save? All right, let me try with Vocar. Oh yeah. Try right click and roll. See if it works.
There we go.
All right. That's a little dirty trick for your dirty 20. All right. Yes, Beyond 20 is changing their page all the time, and the fun with that is that every time that happens, Beyond 20 stops working, or slightly stops working.
Keeps us on our
Anyway,
toes. All right,
fun
do I take
times,
half
fun times.
damage as a successful save.
No, it's all or nothing.
He seems to be amused by the bugs that are starting to crawl over him, and he just flicks them on the ground one by one.
Midge walks over and grabs as many of them as she can and just puts them into her wig, into her hair, what hair she has left, and just lets them crawl around her.
Ronaldo takes off his wig and holds it over her and shakes the rest over her head, and then puts his
Oh,
wig
it's
back on.
like Christmas! Thank you!
Just returning what's yours. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Anytime.
Anytime?
Well, not literally, darling. Learn to read a little subtext. But yes, anyone else? Shall we go find Sharon? Anyone know this woman?
Roll some arcana check or something to see if we know anything about her before going.
About Sharon, you know that Sharon is a wonderful, magnificent kraken.
That's it. Okay.
You want to know? You want to know what you know about a kraken?
Do we?
Roll an arcana check.
Might as well. Okay.
I mean, you study a lot throughout your life, Necrolumpa. There's gotta be something you know about a kraken.
Can Ronaldo roll as well?
Of course.
I'm having difficulty hearing Necrolumpa. I don't know if it's possible for you to turn up your mic a bit.
Yeah, ditto.
Yes, Necrolumpa, you are a bit low.
Okay, give me a second.
I wonder what Tales of Krakens I can say.
I have you at 200%, and I'm still hearing you a little bit low.
Same.
Wow.
Yeah,
Can you hear
Agreed.
me any better now or no? Still the same?
a little
Slightly
bit better.
better. Yeah,
better.
slightly better.
Okay, I need to talk a bit
Yeah.
louder then.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. He's got to use
Yes.
the diaphragm, that's all.
Yes, enunciate. All right.
Alright.
Okay. Out of the numbers you've rolled, 27, 25, and 21. Let's give you some information.
By the way, I
Necrolumpa.
don't know why it rolled twice for me. I only clicked it once.
I know it's because Beyond 20 cheats on your behalf.
Midge
Oh, okay.
didn't even bother to try. She doesn't. Yeah, she's fine.
Oh boy. Let's do this. Let's do this my backup way. Okay. What do you remember about the monster Kraken? Right. Let's describe your travel, and I tell you when you arrive. What do you remember about this creature? Okay. I mean, maybe you're pushing your memory a little bit throughout the trip. How are you guys getting there first? I mean, he gave you some directions. You could potentially use the teleportation circle to get out of here.
I have. So where is the Kraken? Do we know yet? Is it by Neverwinter? I can get us to Neverwinter.
It's not by Neverwinter, no.
Okay.
Isn't that?
Well,
The Leviathan of Saltmarsh.
I'm just.
Yes.
Okay. Have I ever been to Saltmarsh? I don't know.
Oh, then you forgot.
Okay. Should we try and go to Neverwinter first? Because I know I can get us there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Vocar say where the Kraken died?
Yeah, the adventurers killed Sharon. They're savages. That's what. Oh boy. My internet is stopped working.
I think that's pretty much obligatory for a first session.
Of course.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, while that's happening, Legend, can I?
Again?
Neverwinter
Yeah.
was the cultists who are
The
underground. and
catacombs that are
collecting
underground.
Vecna.
And
Yes.
I kn-
That is the head diving head first option when Vecna tells you, come to Neverwinter.
Does that make sense for us
Sure.
to travel? That there's a tree near Neverwinter that I would know. Can I roll like a history or intelligence? Just with it being a major city within the realm.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Does that make sense for us to
Sure.
travel? Okay. All right. I don't want to. What I say?
You
Intelligence?
have to leave this place first, but yeah.
Oh, I can't use a tree from here to travel.
All the trees here belong to the same organism.
Oh, okay. So we got
It's
to
a
get
single organism
got it. And
disguised as a
he's not
massive
gonna-
forest.
He's not going to let us travel use him as a portal. Okay, got it.
If we're going to Neverwinter, let me at least put on my human outfit. And I'll cast Disguise Self as I go back into my human form of what I used to be.
Morgan will do the exact same, turning him into this. Like, imagine the royal consort from Naboo in Star Wars, just those long maroon robes, and he talks like this now, and he's from the Destiny and Fight in space, mate.
Oh my god.
Well, you see from Greek is a fair-skinned gentleman, a human in his 30s with silver hair, as he looks like just a regular commoner with a guitar.
Ronaldo also uses his hat of disguise to cast Disguise Self on himself. And same clothes, same aristocratic, nice silver and ruby coat, but instead of the wear and tear, it's all nice and clean again. The wig is not messed up or have bugs in it again. And he's his, around 30s handsome self from back when he was alive, but with the pale 18th century, powdered makeup and rosy cheeks and a little bit of lipstick and everything. Looks like an 18th century aristocrat.
All right. And
Midge looks around at you all, like making yourselves look all presentable, and she goes, "You've got to be kidding me!" And she just spits on the ground. "I'm ready to go where you are."
Don't worry, we'll let you hang out with the cool club.
300 years and I still don't know Cat
So I guess we need to head towards the teleportation circle then to get out of here. And
Absolutely.
Midge will start walking towards the teleportation circle. "Come on, liches, let's go!"
And Creek will join Midge.
And look at that! On the way, you guys suddenly just comes to you. Oh, you remember a kraken? Of course, a kraken. The knowledge I have on the kraken, of course. They are leviathans of legend. At the beginning of time, krakens served as fierce warriors of the gods. When the gods' wars ended, the krakens shrugged free of their servitude, never again to be bound by other beings. Whole nations quake in fear when the kraken emerges from its dark demesne. And even in the middle of the deepest oceans, storms rise or abate according to its will. The kraken is a primeval force that obliterates the greatest achievements of civilization as if they were castles in the sand. Its devastating attacks can destroy ocean trade, and halt communication between coastal cities. An ominous darkness presages a kraken's attack, and a cloud of ink poison colors the waters around it. Galleons and warships vanish when its tentacles uncoil from the depth, and the kraken, breaking their masts like kindling before drawing down ships and crews, swallow entire crews in a split of a second. Not even landlocked surface dwellers are safe from a kraken's wrath. Of course, some krakers are virtual gods in a sense, with cults and minions that spread across sea and land. Others are allied with Olidra, the evil princess of elemental water, and use her cultists to enforce their will on land and sea. Sharon was a nice kraken. She was not aligned with the evil princess of elemental war. She was just a kraken who wanted to be just like a lich, you know. She just wanted to have her own corner in the world and make sure that if anyone comes to bother her, she obliterates them, she disintegrates them, and then she eats them, kind of like a lich that usually just feeds them to their phylactery. So you can understand why you can have some empathy for Sharon. Poor Sharon. Anyway, it seems that you remember this about Krakens, and if anything, Sharon must be majestic, as described. So, where are you heading from the teleportation circle?
Wait, so has Vocar told us where Sharon died? Where her last battle was?
Yes. He gave you the location to a beach far, far away in a different plane of existence.
And our teleportation circle can go to that, or that circle only goes to Neverwinter?
It can. He gave you the coordinates for you to travel.
Oh,
Oh.
He gave you the coordinates to precisely 5 places. A random area in the Astral Sea. From there, you can just navigate to the Dead God. A criminals or outlaws tavern. The material plane, the Forgotten Realms, from where you can navigate to Neverwinter if you want to. And this beach, or
so that's
teleportation
4.
circle near this
Are we
beach.
missing one then?
Yes, Mechanus.
Oh, okay.
If you want to visit Primus,
Oh, that's where he is. Okay.
yeah, he is Primus. He is the Primus, the god of Mechanus. Yes.
So we can start at any of these 5 places.
Yes.
Well,
So,
do you lick want some sun and visit the beach?
You remember from Neverwinter, there's some indication that there are catacombs, where underneath these catacombs it's where
The cultists.
the cultists are. Thank you.
Okay.
Then he told you about the Astral Sea, and he told you about and he told you about Mechanus, and he told you about the tavern, which you don't know in which plane of existence it is.
So, if we go to a different plane of existence, I mean, I'm not speaking for everyone, but, I don't know. How comfortable are you being that far away from your, phylacteries, everyone? Do we want to go grab them and hide them again, or what do you think?
I just met you guys, so we should stay where home is near. Who knows what you have for ulterior motives?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to fall for you and just bring my phylactery out of its safe place. What is this? Take me for a new lich?
I don't know.
Midge, if I still had my sense of smell, I would tell you, you bloody well stink. We're going out in Neverwinter now.
Okay.
Midge sticks her finger in her nose, in her skullish nose, and pulls out like a green grub and rubs it on the back of Morrigan's shirt.
Ooh, nice color.
Ugh.
Ooh, saucy.
I've been working on that one for a while.
Just letting it gestate in there or something.
Do you feel the listation there, Morgan?
Morgan's going to look back and say, remember when this one's talking about how he eats brown noses? This one's a bloody green nose.
You got it, Lich.
All right, Neverwinter it is then. First safe bet, so we're not too far from our phylacteries.
Note to self: everyone's phylacteries are on the material plane. Good to know.
Well, that's
By the
further
way,
on from,
you
isn't
do
it?
know you are in the material plane, but you have no idea which material plane you are in.
Yeah. All right, we're heading to Neverwinter. Sounds like.
Excellent. As let me bring you
know
all.
to come back, right?
Well, you have the coordinates for this teleportation circle. That's how you arrived here. I assume you used them to arrive here. I hope you didn't walk. This is a pretty long walk. And yes, you are. You can return here if you want to, as long as you find either you cast teleportation or you find another teleportation circle that you can. All right. Are we all back?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yep.
So, from where we left off, you were all going to Neverwinter, correct?
Uh-huh.
Oh, fun
Yes.
times. Fun times. Okay. Okay. Let me bring you all to the map of that region. Okay, who wants to roll a D100 for me?
Oh boy.
I will.
That's a big responsibility.
65.
Very nice.
Is it?
All right, I will show you where you land.
Doesn't a teleportation circle take us directly to another teleportation circle? So
I know, but at the start of this session, I hadn't decided where the teleportation circle was. So
I was like, if this is going to be random, that's not going to be fun.
It's not going to be random. It's going to be there. The next time it's going to be there in the very same place you just rolled.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
All right. So let me bring you to the middle of the forest of the Neverwinter wood. As you all arrive there, and the only thing you can truly recognize is that you are in the middle of another forest.
Solid.
From one to another. But as you arrive at this place, in the middle of this very dark forest, because of course it's nighttime, this is a campaign about liches, you don't travel throughout the day. You have nothing to fear in this world. Everything else runs away from you. Well, here you are.
We're still at the necro tree.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
Just let me know, bud.
Because Jumpgate is playing with me. All right. I'm dragging you guys. Here we go again. More technical issues. Roll 20. Please fix Jumpgate. I can't drag my players from one map to another. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to disconnect and connect again. Can you put it back? Let's put it back. Our little technical issue songs for the 10th time in this session. If anyone from Roll20 ever watched this video, I just want to say, take this as a complaint ticket for you to fix the bugs of Jumpgate. All right.
You're playing with the demon there.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. It's Come on, Roll20, help me out.
Well, at least the scenery looks the same.
Oh yeah. Let's go theater of mind now. All right. You are in the middle of. If we're going theater of mind, let me put this a proper forest here.
They're like, you're a bunch of liches. You've got all the time in the world to wait.
You just hear Creek playing ominous, but like do.
Yeah. You are in the middle of this forest, this dark forest. You see spider webs, which indicate, of course, to you, it indicates there are adorable, cuddly giant spiders in this area. Midge, the pool on the
she's in
ground.
heaven. Yeah.
The pool on the ground tells you that there are also goblins here.
Yeah.
As you all look around, you would expect goblins.
Midge reaches down and kind of gets some on her fingers and tries to smell it.
Oh yes.
And then just wipes it on her clothes. Yeah.
It smells like goblin poo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She loves it.
She's like,
I'm not judging.
In fact, she grabs a little vial out of her backpack and scoops some out. I might be able to make something with this, and takes a little goblin poo sample for future use.
Ronaldo like takes out a handkerchief and holds it to his mouth, just like, "Ugh. Quality sample, I assume. Ugh." Only the best for the best, I suppose, eh, Midge?
Yeah, she reaches down, grabs what might be left, and just rubs it on the back of your shirt.
No, he's gone. He's already gone. as you bend down, he's not having it.
You're not going to be able to outrun me all the time.
Oh, God.
So, for those of you that haven't played with Midge before, Midge, just since we're kind of at a pause here, Midge developed a really bad like skin disease as a child, almost like leprosy, and so she began like despising people who looked nice and people who like she got made fun of a lot and stuff like that, like a typical teenager and things like that. So thus, anytime she sees something that is pretty or beautiful or is clean, her natural instinct is to do something to it so that it's no longer perfect. Just so you guys know.
Rather bitter.
So Quick looks around. Any idea where we are? All I see is the same. Oh wait, no, that's just a tree. Yeah, I got no clue.
Creek, don't worry about it. I'm from here. I know it. I know exactly where we are. We're going. I think Morgan looks around and he's like, "We're going that way. No, that way. No, that way. Look, give me 10 minutes and I'll figure it out."
10 minutes?
Midge walks over to a tree, the closest tree, reaches out to it and casts Speak with Plants on herself.
Okay. And what would you like to ask that tree, Midge?
Can you tell us which direction to get to Neverwinter, please?
What is Neverwinter?
Great, I got one of the stupid ones.
Aw, that's a heartful druid.
Wait, so you have feelings, which is advanced, but you don't know where Neverwinter is.
I don't know what Neverwinter is. Yes.
All right, is there a town, a city? Do you know what that means?
No, I heard about them, but I lived here my whole life. I'm a tree. I never moved anywhere.
Mage, you don't need to be a druid to understand that the tree hasn't moved forever.
But, okay, which direction do people usually walk when they pass by you?
Well, all the goblins go in the direction of the river.
All right. Looks like we're gonna go towards the river then.
The river is to the direction where the sun comes every morning.
Okay, I know which direction that is. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Do you have any water?
If she does, it's not clean, but he probably doesn't care. Let me see if I have water. I don't have create water, I don't think.
I'm just so thirsty. It hasn't rained in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, she will. She'll grab her water skin, and she'll just pour out her water skin at the base of the tree.
Oh,
She'll just empty it all out. It's fine.
that feels so good.
You're very welcome. Do you have any like, fungus or mushrooms hiding anywhere up there?
What?
Do you have any like fungus or mushrooms or bacteria or anything that might be hiding around you somewhere?
Yes, likely. I can't see them, but I can feel them. I can feel that I have some parasites and some stuff on me.
Can I borrow that? Can I have them, please? Can I take a few?
Of course. If you... Yeah, of course, yes.
That's very kind of you.
Oh, they're not mine. You can take it.
Okay.
All
I
right.
mean-
So, what do I see? Anything of note?
Yes, there's a lot of those types of mushrooms that grow in goblin's poo in here.
All right, so she'll just grab some of the mushrooms that are growing around the poo and just put it in the same container with the goblin poo.
Excellent.
just
Can you
add
roll
it,
a survival check for me?
Absolutely. How's a 29?
Very nice. You think that the more you get closer to the river, you find better mushrooms, in the sense more poisonous, more useful to you.
Okay, well, I'll still grab these.
All right.
And I will.
Well, sounds like we need to head towards the river.
Is there
Morgan,
anything else
in
more
this time,
noticeable
if you
around?
remembered a better way.
As I said, it's that way. He's no that way. No, it's definitely that way. And he's gonna point the legend. Would Morgan know which way it is, or have a good idea?
Roll survival, and I'll answer that question.
Would it help if I cast some light for you to see better?
Quick question: have you? Are you all seeing the new map now?
Yes.
yes.
All right,
Yep.
technical issue solved. I only had to reset the 300 tabs I have open in my computer. So roll 20, please. Fix that. That's my side complaint to them.
It's
All right.
literally a map that says you are here versus Neverwinter. It's not like there's
Yeah,
a
it's
hard-
the Sorta.
let's go.
Oh, there you go. You absolutely know where we're going.
Oregon, you
I
know
remember exactly the way.
the lichen grows on the east side of the tree, and that moth that only flies in that direction during past midnight. And given the moon and the locations of the stars in the sky, you can definitely say that smoke you see coming from the west comes from a big city, probably Neverwinter.
So I said it's goddamn that way. I'm from here. Let's go.
Capital. Good job. Wonderful senses.
And
You didn't
that
get to
is a
goblin
41-mile journey.
Ugh.
Better get moving.
41-mile journey.
Mage,
All right,
But
my
for
my
those of you
question
who
is-
are used to with the life of an adventurer that could walk 41 miles without without having to worry about losing their feet on the way, I'm sure that was just okay when you were athletic and so on. But now that you are the craptic bunch of sack of bones, it's a bit tough to walk that distance.
Okay,
Ah.
so going back to the question I asked when we were at the necro tree, is now can I transport via plants? Now that I'm on the same plane, can we transport to a tree that's in Neverwinter, please?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
All right, cast your spell.
There it is.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Can you describe your spell to us, Midge?
Yeah.
How does
so
it look like?
She walks up to probably the tree that she just spoke to, because that's just the closest tree to her. And she grabs her. She has this. Her staff is just covered in moss and mushrooms and fungus. And she reaches out and she just kind of traces a line straight down the trunk of the tree, and it opens up the tree. And it's just this glowing green portal in the tree. And she looks at everyone and says, "In you go! In you go!"
What are you doing? What is that? Is it open? What did you do? What did you do? I can't see it. What did you do to me? What?
Oh, you'll be fine. We're just gonna walk through you.
I can feel wind inside me. Oh, this is
I
not good.
farted. I'm sorry.
Oh, is this death? Is death coming for me? Ah,
Oh, that means you'll live again. It's okay.
ah.
As the tree cries, scared of the fact that you just opened a portal in the middle of her, you all pass and you travel to a tree nearby Neverwinter. Now that's traveling with elegance. As you see, being lazy sometimes has its perks. All right.
Yes, Ronaldo sauntered up to the tree with his walking cane in hand, and then he tucked it under his arm and put the other hand on his wig so it wouldn't blow off. And he said, "A little wider there, darling." And then he hopped into the portal.
And yeah, go ahead.
As Creek goes through, he's actually going to bardic inspire Midge by saying, "Oh, you speak for the trees, and you also open them up for us. Let this little biddy give you good luck, if you please." And that is unfailing inspiration until you succeed.
Okay,
Very
can you tell me
nice.
what does that do exactly?
So you get a D12 to any ability check, attack roll, and saving throw. You can for the next 10 minutes. If you use it and you fail, you keep that inspiration until you succeed.
Until I succeed. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
all
you.
My inspiration's unfailing.
Awesome.
Very nice. Well, Neverwinter is a bustling city, or at least used to be. By the time you arrive here and you look around, this place just feels a bit like abandoned.
The whole city? Jeez.
Well,
Is there nobody?
you look around, there are signs of fire, and as you approach the destroyed gates and the destroyed wall on the east side of Neverwinter district, right in the Chasm district, you've noticed there are these dark purple and green flames lighting up the streets. Castle Neverwinter from a distance looks a little bit more gothic than usual. You see a dark flag with a silvery icon of a hand with an eye in the middle of that hand,
Ooh.
raised on top of Castle Neverwinter.
I'm assuming we all know what that sigil represents.
You assume correctly. Yeah,
I don't think
know
there'd be any
that's
questions.
Already
Yeah.
begun.
that
Yeah.
is the cult. That is indeed the cult of Vecna. It's their
And
flag.
the castle is number 11? Or wait, no.
No, the castle is number 1. You arriving
Castle
from
Never.
here. I should
Oh, the castle-
bring you a
Castle's
you
over
are here
Okay.
token to help
Okay.
you guys to know where you are. Let me give
This tree looks nice.
What is Cloak Tower?
Oh yeah, there's so many interesting places in Neverwinter. Here's where you're coming from. From the trees right there. And you're entering the town, and there are the destroyed walls in front of you, a destroyed gate. The whole town seems dark. You see no one on the streets. The houses in this area have no lights coming from inside of them. Well, in all fairness, is past midnight. There's a massive moon in the sky. You can feel the cold in the air, but this is more than just temperature. There is a eerie feeling that goes all the way up your bones as you approach. It's almost familiar. Feels like home, a little bit.
Ronaldo recasts disguise self so that he looks like just a very poor person with dark clothing, just black and brown tattered clothing, and as he takes his shield and holds it in his hand, it's just a simple wooden shield, anything and a black hood. So instead of his usual ostentatious attire, it's something that can make him kind of blend in with the poverty and with darkness.
Well, while that might be a very good idea, as you look around, there are not many people on the streets to blend in. You are walking through the streets and you can hear your own steps. Very quiet. Most of the lights are coming from Protector's Enclave, which is the richest area of the town near the Neverwinter Castle. What you know about Neverwinter is its recent history. It has been since the defeat of the adventure part by Vecna. The city has been infested and by cultists of the cult of Vecna, and they have taken control over the entire city. Lord Neverwinter and many other nobles have disappeared from Neverwinter. No one knows where they are. The city is now, as you can see, under full control of Vecna. And this is just a start. But there is something more dire to Neverwinter. Neverwinter has a reflection. You hear a dark reflection of this town in a different plane. And some people say that that's the true intent of Vecna, is to turn the material plane into its very own dark reflection. Well, you've never been to the dark reflection part of Neverwinter. All you hear is rumors that this exists. And as you arrive here, you can already see that the only thing you can expect to see here are cultists. Now, also know in the graveyard, in the Neverdeath graveyard, there is rumors that the catacombs of the Neverdeath graveyards, number 17 on the map, the catacombs of the Neverdeath graveyard are one of the main places where the cultists gather. Vocar had indeed mentioned to you guys that there's a secret underground passage there that leads to a deeper tunnel where the cultists have a massive base. But that's a secret only people in the cult of Vecna know. Lucky you guys, he used to be the exarch of the cult of Vecna, so he knows some stuff. Well, you have some intel. Where do you want to go?
Well, gentlemen and women, looks like we have to sneak our way all the way across the Chasm District to get to the Neverdeath Graveyard. And then what? You think we're going to cast our disguise spells again as cultists to try and figure out what their current goals are?
Well, there probably could be some taverns around here that have information. This place looks like it needs a happy hour.
You know, I was kind of like, this is my home, innit? But in my human form, I'd be disgusted. But now that I'm a lich, I kind of like it. So I don't know. I'll leave it up to you lot. You're in my home after all. I'll just guide you.
Or rather, since you're the one who's actually from here, maybe you would know best where to start. Do we need to head straight for the graveyard? Head straight for a tavern? Where do you think we should go first?
Well, obviously, it's a question of what's most important to us. If we go to the graveyard, we'll find the cult. We could head to the castle, because we're liches, and I mean, powers are our main thing, but tavern, we won't get much there. What's the main objective we want to accomplish right now?
We want to get to the cultists, I think.
Well, then let's go straight to the graveyard. No messing about it.
What else, since we have to... Go ahead.
Yeah, she feels a bit weird and feels like, I don't know, there might be someone that could watch us. Is there any way that I can roll a perception?
Yes.
That work. Give me just 1 second. Technical problems.
And while Necro rolls, does my passive
Right.
pick up anything?
Your
Nice.
passive, no. There is nothing really around. Beyond what I described to you, there's nothing really around here that that is drawing your attention. It's like this place has been abandoned. It's almost like a ghost town. Like a... Ooh. Really like a place where death seems to be everywhere.
Hero's gonna look at the group and just say, I mean, dead people do tend to go one place and one place only, and I think a graveyard's a good start for that.
I like your thinking, mate. I like your thinking.
If you want to try and be a little quieter, I can reach out to all the fungus and bacteria, and they can kind of soften our steps a little bit and disguise us so we won't be seen as easily. If you're interested.
Yes, actually, I would appreciate that very much.
Go on, mate.
I got something I could help us out with, guys. And as I start to play a silent tune, and I go like, The song of silence will spread to me and you, and I will cast Pass Without Trace.
That's what I was about to do, bud. That's fine. No, that's fine. I don't have to do everything. Hey, I got us here. That's fine. I
You're
don't
like
know
both trying to
what spells
sing.
you guys have, so that's great.
You're like both trying to sing the same song, but you're like out of tune or got two different tones.
Oh, no, I'm not singing. Midge isn't singing a song. You don't want to hear her sing. She was about to reach down and start talking to all the mushrooms and stuff on the ground. So
Between
that's good to know.
the sound of silence.
That's good to know. So you have Passed Without a Trace as well. All right. So
Yeah,
we can alternate. Okay.
and I'm playing Silent Night.
Okay.
Silent night.
Performance check. Give us a rendition.
Indeed.
All right.
Indeed. You can't just say I'm playing Silent Night. You gotta give us a little, a little sample.
All right. It says, Silent night, holy night, all is calm and all is bright. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, and he's just like whispers this. You just start to see like the shadows envelop around you guys as he's playing this calming song, and it's like no one can really see us.
All right, cool.
I don't think I've heard that little ditty for 100 years. Oh, that's awfully nice. Thank you, Creek.
Zero, did your loved one sing you to sleep?
I used to sing other people, my friends. I would have some songs to sing them to sleep.
Mate, I was
usually-
asking Cyril, did his loved one sing him to sleep?
Oh,
Esther wasn't much of a singer now. More of
Oh,
a
she's not-
scientific mind.
She's not much of anything anymore, mate, is she?
Cyril's just going to shake his head and say, it may have been hundreds of years ago, but that still hurts.
Even
If
as
I
a
could,
lich,
if
that
I
was
could shed a
cold.
tear, I would.
The lips, that was cold, yeah.
Midge, after Midge hears that, Midge walks over and just kind of holds up a hand to give Morgan a high five.
Morgan will look down and like go down to one knee and look at Midge, and then he'll give the high five. He'll give Midge a wink, and then his eyelid will start twitching.
Oh, winking at me, flirtatious, huh? Ooh.
No, honestly, being a lich, sometimes things just start moving without your consciousness doing it. Can you fix it for me? Put it back in place.
Yeah, Midge reaches down and she grabs a mushroom, a little tiny mushroom, and just places it right on his crotch.
That's not the right size, isn't it?
Morgan's like, Midge, come on, surely there's nothing there. That fell off years ago, mate.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to make you feel good.
Morgan's kind of embarrassed, but like flirty embarrassed.
You would blush if there was any
But
blood
there's no
in
blood.
your body. Yeah.
there's plenty of liches in the sea.
Hey. Leave it to the bard.
Oh, you still have that inspiration from the start, so there's no point in giving you another one. All right. Oh, yes, because the audience doesn't know, but in this campaign, good comebacks and good puns with the word lich give you inspiration. All right.
Be prepared.
You're walking in this graveyard, and the Neverdeath graveyard, and this is the part of the graveyard that is the oldest and has been abandoned for quite some time. You can all roll a perception check for me.
Nat 20.
Nat one. I'm too
Excellent.
enthralled. I'm too enthralled. Midge is too enthralled with Morgan's little mushroom peepee.
Mushroom PP.
Quite distracted.
This place just feels it just feels like a bit, corrupted. You look at the graves and they have been depredated. You look around, it looks like someone has been messing with the souls and with the ground here. Maybe a necromancer. Some of these tombs seem like they have been opened recently. The vines around them are a bit cut and moved. The grass, you look around, is a bit too choppy. There's a lot of footsteps, or maybe this place is just really abandoned for some time. The little chapels around, they carry some weird scratches on them. It is indeed a strange feeling to be a lich in a cemetery and feels like someone's been here and mess with your stuff and put all it back in the same place again, so you don't notice that someone messed with your stuff. But it feels odd. This is something was done here. Something's been here messing with these things.
Are these catacombs or are these
The little chapels.
okay.
Crypts.
Is there anything of interest in any of the four?
Besides the scratches, all I can tell is that they seem to be done by something with big nails.
Why would someone want to desecrate this place? But it looks fine, but something's weird here.
Cyril's going to suggest that we keep moving through the graveyard and looking for anything that caused these scratches or anything.
With my perception, did I notice anything?
Well, there is a strange smell of wet fur in the air.
You guys smell that? Ugh. And not the
Midge
graveyard.
looks. Yeah, keep going. Sorry, bud.
No, that's it.
Midge says, "Yeah, I don't smell much other than myself these days."
No, not your all-natural smell. It smells something different.
Let me take a gander. I'm not quite as old as you. I have some of my sense of smell left. So he takes inhales a deep breath.
Let's keep our wits about us. I even remember when Neverwinter was a, let's say, positive place, that this was a not so friendly endeavor down here.
Does Ronaldo find any still holy artifacts in the chapel? Like, can he kind of distinguish between what's been profaned versus what used to be good and holy?
There is nothing around. But then again, if someone had ransacked this place and then put the tombs back in place, that's how it would feel.
I was just about to say that I'm getting closer to this. Do I have the strength to open the lid of this?
You can certainly try.
Is it a strength check or?
An athletics check or a strength check, whichever you prefer.
I guess I don't have. Okay. No.
Oh no, Necrolumpa, you broke your nails! Ah, don't you hate when that happens? Takes so long for you to grow those gigantic claws of yours.
Can someone please help me?
Midge rushes over and she grabs the fingernails that have fallen onto the ground and just kind of tucks them in her pocket.
Can I have these?
Let's go, team spirit.
Creek is gonna
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, guys. Please roll an athletics.
Can I roll as well since we're all trying at the same time?
Sure. I mean, you might break another nail, but
Ronaldo just
A
getting
net! A crit! Yeah!
wow! Team Spirit! Yay! With the three of them, now you show your true strength, and or at least you show Ronaldo's and Midge's strength, and you make it look like it's yours. As you pull that sarcophagus and as you open, it's empty. And as you keep hearing, this place is starting to feel like, now you get it. Now you start to get it. As you look at the bottom of the sarcophagus, and there's some claws there, but most importantly, there's scratch on the lid from the inside out, which tells you that clearly this is an area where something with big claws was buried in. And well, for some of you who have been in desecrated places before, I can tell you that they certainly look like the kind of place that lycanthropes hang around. And when that thought crosses your mind, you hear the steps coming from the grass nearby around you, as these three humanoid creatures with faces that look like wolves approach you and say, "Corpse, you are trespassing, and we don't like people in our turf."
Morgan's gonna look to the rest of the group and say, "All right, liches, it's time to show your powers. Let's do this."
I'm gonna use deception and be like, "What? I'm just here to visit my grandma."
Yeah, Ronaldo chimes in. It's like, oh, we didn't know it was your turf. If you'll just let us waltz right back out without gnawing on our bones, we'll be on our merry way. Didn't mean to disturb.
And more of them start to come out from the shadows and the fog as you start to realize the pack is surrounding you.
Ronaldo saddles up next to Creek and he says, well, there's no reasoning with some people. And he gives his walking stick a spin and dispelling the illusion on it. And you see instead this like dark black iron warhammer that's got cracks in it with red and orange fire ember glow seeping out of it. And he's going to cast Blessings of the Forge, which will give it a +1 bonus to attack and damage until my next long rest.
Creek looks at Ronaldo. That's right. These people seem to be unintelligent. And as he waves his hand from his face, he dispels his disguised self, showing the skull of where the human face was.
And you can click on your tokens and roll initiative. And you hear one of the werewolves turning to the one far to the east and saying, I think these are not just corpse. They smell like liches. You mean they are with the whispered one? Only one way to know. And then the head of the pack approaches you guys. And he seems to be approaching almost diplomatically. And he comes in front of you and says, Are you by any chance with the whisper one?
Why, yes, we are. Oh, I'm so glad that we found common ground at last before this escalated. But yes, praise the whispered one.
Roll deception.
All right.
So I didn't get a chance to do it, but I was literally going to walk over and tap Ronaldo on the back and cast guidance.
Well, thank goodness, because I rolled real fucking shitty.
Yes, and the number to beat was 13, so roll that guidance. Yes, there's a 50% chance you might convince him.
So is guidance another D4 or what?
Another D4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you,
remind me, Creek, you gave me the inspiration, right?
Yeah,
right.
I have the inspiration, yeah.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Very nice. Excellent. So he turns to the other ones and says, okay, we apologize. This is our hunting grounds. We're really not expecting any cultists here tonight. We were thinking it were skeletons or zombies, and we just cleared this hunting ground so we can, hunt in peace without having to worry about them eating our prey. So you please continue with your affairs. Let's pretend nothing happened, okay? So sorry to disturb your night. Have a nice night, folks.
Ronaldo gives a bow. Oh, how gracious. Thank you very much. And best of luck on hunting on your hunting grounds. I'm sure you'll have plenty of prey for all of you. Thank you.
And he whistles to all the other ones. Let's go. And all of them start to run away. Into the fog, into the night. And just like that,
We're out of initiative.
you were out of initiative. And you see there is an area, a more fancy area of this cemetery, where a shadow just enters into what seems to be a chapel.
Which direction?
North. I'll bring you to the entrance of that fancy area in the cemetery where all of you just see that this is a This is clearly a noble area where someone paid a lot of money to have a private cemetery inside Neverdeath
Oh gosh.
with a little private chapel.
Never death.
So, you reach the gates, and the shadow you've seen through the bars of the fence just entered that chapel to the north.
Alright, guys, should we sneak in there quietly?
Yeah, how long has it been since Cast Without a Trace has been? Are we still under that, or do we need to do it again?
It goes for an hour.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm asking. How much time has passed?
It hasn't been an hour yet.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, let's be quiet. What do you say?
I say last one in is a little scaredy lich.
Oh no!
Midge will point her finger at Ronaldo and cast Infestation in his wig again.
Again? Knock it up!
Yep.
Alright, Constitution save, you said?
Yep. 18.
Look what you made me do. Waste a nat 20.
Oh,
That's the worst outcome of your spell.
oh no!
Dang nabbit.
Ain't that the
Well-
lich?
Well, yeah, ain't that a lich? Ronaldo perfectly preserves his powdered white wig, getting rid of every last insect.
And as he's doing that, Midge rushes by him because she was the last one in the group to enter the gate. So
It's Morgan.
I know, is Morgan still around? Did he fall asleep?
No, he's here.
Morgan was just pulling his leg back in his
Yeah.
socket.
Okay.
Remember when I was telling you about my jaw and gotta click it, turn it left, forwards, set? Yeah, it's just sometimes it happens randomly, innit?
All right, so we're heading up to this gate. Is that it?
The chapel, yeah.
Do we need a roll?
You can
stealth?
all roll stealth for me, yes, with
there
your
we
plus
go.
10 for
I was waiting
pass
for that.
without
I
a
was like,
trace.
Are these two
Oh, that's
freshly
that one.
digged?
That's a 28.
I wasted a nat 20 for this.
I
It's a nat one.
got my
Of
ones out of the
course.
way. I got my ones out of the way.
I give
Hey.
Morgan my inspiration.
I feel
Mate,
like Morgan's just like lost a foot completely. And just like,
I'm just happy to be home, innit? I'm just happy to be home. I'm screaming, shouting. I love this
There's
place.
always that one in the group that stumbles against a
Wait,
tombstone and lose its leg.
I'll give my
Morgan
inspiration.
just didn't quite pop his leg back into place just right. He started to cartwheel around.
I'm gonna go over and aid Morgan in putting his leg back in.
I think I heard an inspiration being thrown around.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm giving you
reroll
my
that.
inspiration.
All right. That's better. 32.
And as you are all just striving to be stealthy, you see Creek is particularly stealthy. He's putting one toe in front of the other as if he's like those cartoons that don't want to make noise. And he puts one toe in front of the other, and he's almost like a ballerina foot, standing on his toes and just walking and trying not to make noise, and he's looking at the plans like a ninja. If he was wearing socks, he would be making more noise than what he's doing right now. And Ronaldo even scares you because you didn't even realize how close he was to your right shoulder as he approached you from the back, and suddenly you see there is a shadow behind you.
Help! Creep! Quit creeping! Well, I mean, creep for our sake, but don't creep on us. Move along now.
Don't rattle your bones. Shh.
I'll stop being a scaredy lich. We're fine.
All right, we ready to get inside now?
Morgan, you just gonna stand there? You gonna open the gate?
Midge, I'm fixing my jaw, my legs, my toes, my shoulder, my collarbone, my ribs, my pelvic joint, my tibia, my fibia.
Oh my god, I'm so tired of hearing you
Alright,
lich and moan.
Midge.
Lich and moan, lich and moan. That's all you do.
Oi, Lich, listen here. I am a puzzle box, and I need to put myself together to be the best damn Lich there is. Now, help me pop my left rib into its T3 socket and my fibia back in my hip, please.
Ronaldo's right next to him. He's like, I got you. Hang on.
Gotta give both of you inspiration, Midge and Morgan, for, for that little exchange. All right. You hear no sound coming from inside the chapel. Whoever that the dark shadow was, is still inside. However, Morgan, you and Ronaldo see that there is someone looking through the window. Almost imperceptible because they're using the blinds to try and disguise themselves. You have been noticed.
I can see that as well. There's someone there.
Morgan's gonna knock on the door. Merry Lichmas, it's Father Lichmas and his reindeer. Can you let us in and give us some carrots, please?
All right, who's Prancer, Dancer, and who's Vixen?
Ooh, I'll be Dancer. And then Creek starts dancing.
I'll be Prancer. And he prances around you.
I'll be Dander. Like Pet Dander.
No, Dander. Now who's Vixen?
Whoa, that was sick. That was so cool.
Which is funny because I like choked halfway through it.
Creek writes that one-liner in his book for moments for the ladies.
Things to get their bones moving. Their bones warmed up.
Morgan, the door seems to be open.
All right.
All right.
Merry
We all
Lichmas.
ready to just
You all
barge
in
in here?
place?
Merry Lichmas, it's Father Morgan.
Ho, ho, ho.
And as you enter, there is this cloaked man. His red cloak has a few emblems and two skulls, one in each shoulder. The skulls seem to be from either an adornment or from a very small creature. As he sees all of you entering, he says, "The moonlight is young."
Is that some sort of riddle?
Midge goes, and I'm not.
Yeah, the moonlight is young, but we are old. And so is the whispered one.
Well, some of you tend to think that this was some sort of code.
Oh, we need to answer.
Is there any way outside of just straight guessing that we would like recall some sort of clue?
I mean, you are the spellcasters. You're asking me? I'm just the
Anyone
narrator.
Anyone have detect thoughts?
Nope.
I think I will
Nope.
cast mass suggestion. Although there's no one, just one person around.
Yeah, you're gonna suggest something for all of us.
No, just on him to suggest me the answer that we would have to say for him to give us the rest of the information or continue talking to us. As if we're on his side.
Mm-hmm.
He starts to take a few steps back. The moonlight is young?
That's what I'm trying to say, mate. It's not quite the night of Christmas. Yeah, it's still before it. So what you want? We've got time.
Are you gonna cast suggestion, Lupa?
Right, so how do I... Give me just 1 second. Where is it? Okay. He needs to do a wisdom 19.
Okay. What do you want to say to him? And by the way, describe to us how you're casting that.
Right, so...
What do you say to him? There's a verbal component to it.
I'm just gonna say... Tell me. And basically what I want him to suggest is what I've said earlier. I'll just say, tell me, I'm listening.
The night is young, but the shadows are ancient.
But the shadows are ancient. Oh, thank you, thank you. He says very theatrically.
Creek, I feel like that should be the next intro to your next tune, mate.
That is some nice inspiration there. I like it as he writes it down.
Who among you is Mr. Sunfall?
Oh, oh, legend! Don't do this.
Sunfall, he said.
Don't do this. He's doing his little wheezy laugh there, chuckling to himself.
Mr. Sunfall.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it.
Me too!
Mate, you can't talk about Sunfall, Night is Young, and Shadows. You're giving mixed vibes here. Midge is getting excited and also disappointed in all the same sentence.
The moonlight is young. Sorry, I misspoke. The moonlight is young, but the shadows are ancient.
Right, well, I'm stumped. Cyril, what do you think?
Yes, Cyril, what do you think? Because you just walk inside a chapel with an armor that looks like a construct in the shape of a scorpion. What would you like to say to this fella?
Cyril's going to put on his best intimidating voice and go, "Speak straight, I tell you. Stop speaking in tongue."
You tell him, Cyril.
No.
Don't let him do any of these whispers anymore.
You've got to say the line from the movie. Be like, death is only the beginning.
Who are you?
Mate, don't you know that's Ronaldo? Look at his hair, bruv. It speaks for itself.
We are from the Court of Six, and your master's awaiting us. You're not going to keep him waiting any longer than he needs, are you?
Stop running, bruv. What are you doing?
Are you with the cult?
Of course. How would we even be here if it wasn't for the cult?
He breaks through the back wall and just...
And you can see that the man is frightened as he has nowhere else to go and he's cornered against the wall. And he says, "Give one more step and I'll summon a celestial."
Midge just punch.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, let the poor soul be. He's uneducated in our ways.
Right, I've got an idea. I'm going to go get some friends. Back in 5 minutes.
Wait, is he like wearing cultist robes, or like is he an actual priest of the chapel, like who is hiding out here?
He is, for you can tell, he is someone who's wearing a cultist. He doesn't look like a priest. He looks like a cultist. And you would think that these are the garbs of a cultist of Vecna. But cultist of Vecna that can summon a celestial? That's a bit out of team. Morrigan, describe to us what you were doing with on top of those empty coffins.
Morgan's, he's thinking, how would Creek do this? How would Creek do this? Let me see. And he's opening his spell book and he's tapping his staff on the ground, and it's he's like, what will Creek say? I'm not a singer, but let me see. Shot from the heart, and you are dead. Rise again, because Morrigan said.
That's awesome.
That's great.
I would give inspiration, but you already have. So,
Creek sees that through the window.
Yeah, that was good.
all right, Morgan. As you tread the dark powers out of your fingers, towards the coffins, you realize that they are empty.
Oh, nuts.
And a spell doesn't fetch anything from the ground.
Creek.
And Morrigan, the first thing that comes to your mind is, son of a lich! A necromancer must have bit you to the punch and stole your corpses.
I've walked outside.
Creek.
Yes, Morgan?
What's it called? What's it like when you sing a concert and no one shows up?
Usually I call it practice. Are you doing a one-man show?
I call it a failed career. I'm never singing again. Now, has this guy spilled his beans yet? Because I'm in need of an entourage, and he's the only living thing here.
I think this man, like some crowds, simply have bad taste. And he's gonna like grip the back of his hood. And can he tell if maybe he's a genuine cultist or a priest in disguise? Like he's gonna kind of like pull the moment you
pull the back of his hood, he was already on edge with you guys approaching him. He pulls an amulet out of his neck and bites a bead out of that amulet and spits towards the ground. And as he does that, a light, one of those annoyingly goody-goody lights. Ah, no. Really? No. Ah, really? That's a goody-goody. And he's standing right there near you, Necrolumpa. And as he sees all of you standing there in that chapel, the Deva, that angelic piece of Mother May I, just looks at all of you and says, "Foul creatures, step away from him. I will give you only one warning."
Sure. I mean no harm. Besides, he just doesn't like to talk.
Oh, you're a terrible lich. I would never let anyone speak to me like that. Mate! Morgan says, mate, and then he like thinks to himself, he's like, do I really, really want to say this? Yep. Mate, stop it. We're trying to do something and you're kind of killing the vibes, mate.
And he looks at you with those slate glowing light blue eyes. And he grabs a little tighter on his mace and he says, "As I said, undead, step away from the human."
Ronaldo's gonna release him and step back, but he's glaring at the Celestial the whole time. And he's, "What are you doing here anyway? The city's already fallen."
Now, Ronaldo, you've seen your fair share of magic items to know that that was a necklace of prayer beads and they just spit something on the ground to conjure a celestial. And apparently this is a quite powerful one because it's been a long time since you had the displeasure of seeing a devil in front of you. And for the rest of you, you can feel the itch on your skin and in your body from that celestial energy coming out of this creature. Oh, Midge, you just want to scratch his disgusting,
Oh, absolutely.
perfectly symmetrical face.
Yep.
And Cyril, I mean, you might as well use that armor for something. And Necrolumpa, as you're standing in front of him, you know, he's clearly good looking, and in a different time, maybe. In a different time. And Morrigan, well, you spoke for yourself. What you want to do against this guy? Crick is fairly aware of the power of a Deva and how much radiant damage these creatures can give. So, as you can see, he seems to be stepping out of the chapel.
Hey, Cyril.
Hello.
Whoa. Sorry, Siri.
Hello.
Technical issues. Hey.
That is.
Hey Siri, tell me a joke.
Oh, that's a meme. That's a meme in the making. If there was ever one. Hey, Cyril. Hello.
Maybe a slash, you know. For me, I apologize. Whoever called out my name.
Mate, I think that I heard that this guy kissed your wife once.
Morgan, don't be so silly. I spent every living, waking moment researching with my wife.
I'm saying he kissed her while she was dead, mate. He's a grave robber, innit?
He's a grave robber.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should kill him, mate. Honestly.
Then why are you backing up and not here to help, eh?
Mate, you're the jab. I'm the jab. You're the right hook, but we're leaving with the right hook here.
I'm unfamiliar with these terms you're on about.
Oh God.
Is he still just standing there?
Yeah, holding his mace and waiting for all of you to step out of the chapel. Now, Midge,
Yeah.
you think that he thinks that he's outnumbered, and you think that he thinks that you think that you are scared of him,
Yes.
and you think that he thinks that you think that he thinks that you don't know what he's thinking.
Yeah.
It's too late for my head to comprehend that.
As they mull that over, Ronaldo talks to the priest and says, "Well, you have the audacity to summon a celestial when a couple of stranger undead show up, and yet your city has fallen, and all you've done is cower here. What if fighting you is not even worth it? Like, what are you even doing in this city if it's already fell through your grasp? You know, if you perhaps divulge what you've been doing here, we might even be willing to help. Or are you just been cowering here because you're too scared?
They say they were with the cult of Vecna. Please. Please. Let all yell.
Cult of Vecna. So who? Who overthrew them? And do you know where they perhaps sprung from, their source?
I won't tell anyone. I won't tell anyone if you just leave now. Please. I've been through enough.
You one more thing to
You
go
heard.
through, and that is death.
Ooh,
Oh, you say that? You can click on your tokens and roll
Right.
initiative.
let's go.
Gordon Trainer as well.
on him.
Damn it, Midge was just about to cast a spell. All right. you beat me
Trainer is
to it.
up. Has to be done. Has to be done.
Na-na-na-na.
That's a nat 20.
Ooh.
Let's go. Cyril's coming out swinging.
All these gnats.
Very nice, Cyril.
So
Don't forget to click on your tokens.
I got
Somehow
a
it's not
dirty
adding
one.
to the initiative. All right, let's fix that fast. And remind me that inspiration lasts for 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And that's gone now. All right, Creek, are you rolling initiative or are you running away?
Oh, I'm just outside the door right here. I'm just gonna watch. Make sure
Okay.
no one else comes over here.
I mean, they do need soundtrack to fight.
I was
What?
just about to say, sing us a battle jig, mate.
Oh yes, I'll sing.
Oh,
Coming back from the grave. I'm like a classic bit like ba-na-na-na-na-na. You think you're here to solve the night, ba-na-na-na-na. You fighting with the night, ba-na-na-na-na. You don't know what trouble you got in, ba-na-na-na-na. You good guys are in a world of pain. As he just like this heavier tune.
all I can
Keep going. I'm pretty sure we can edit that and make like into a dynamic action scene where someone declares like an action and you go like banana.
Ba-na-na-na. You goody guys think you're also good. Ba-na-na-na. You're too stupid to know what you should. Ba-na-na-na-na. The world is not black and white. Ba-na-na-na. We're here to save the night. Ba-na-na-na. So speak, or forever hold your tongue.
Very nice. You gain inspiration for that. Absolutely. Morgan, did you roll initiative a 15?
15.
All right. Okay. And with that, I need some action song here.
Danger Mouse. Giving Avengers vibes.
Together we stop the cowering little priest in the corner.
Next time.
Cyril,
Lich is
declare your action to us.
Lich. Cyril, confident with his abilities, is going to slowly raise his hand and cast level 8 disintegration. And he's going to use Conversion Future to guarantee that the... what was the enemy called again?
Deva.
Deva. To guarantee that Deva fails his save.
Wow. Not holding back, Cyril.
Nope. We're going all in.
All right.
That's a lot of dice. That's 101 damage.
Wow. Describe the spell to us.
Cyril slowly lifts his crooked finger up. A small beam of green but deadly light flashes from it and hits the Deva straight in the chest.
And as Cyril, as it hits the devil straight in the chest, the creature looks at you with angelic fire in his eyes as this dark veins spread to his body, and he says, "That was a mistake."
You'll find out soon.
Now, Cyril, I must say, you haven't fought many angels in your life, but you don't expect there are many people that can take a disintegrate to the chest and just look at you and threaten you back.
Yeah, yeah, I'm coming to realize that.
He's still holding his mace strong, and the veins spreading across his body as if they are trying to decompose his body from inside out. But he still stands strong as if he was feeling no pain.
Morrigan's gonna look to Cyril with a hand behind his back, and he's like, "So that was mighty impressive, and I'm sure your... What was her name again? Your wife?"
The lovely Esther.
Yes, I am sure Esther would be one proud woman right now. And behind his back, he's doing that like finger trick that people do with coins, but he's doing it with a certain talisman.
All right, and Cyril, you gotta roll a wisdom save for me now.
Wisdom save. Is that roll? No. That is a... I want this roll. My wisdom saves are not rolling. Oh, there we go. Oh, God, it's a 12.
Yeah, Cyril. When you cast Disintegrate on an angel, I mean, you gotta do some pretty strong rationalization exercise to try and justify that to yourself, how that can still be a good act. And, well, sometimes you feel remorse, and sometimes you don't. And in this case, you feel no remorse. Screw this guy. He looks way too goody-goody. And because of that, your alignment has ticked. Your alignment clock has ticked towards evil, and you are now chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral. Okay. In the eyes of Cyril, there is only one angel, and that is his wife, Esther.
Very nice. Very nice. Necrolumpa.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, is that the end of your turn, Cyril?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And Necrolumpa, what would you like to do?
I will try and...
It's a bit low, your volume.
Can you hear me better now?
No, please.
No, really.
More.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I really don't know what to do.
Maybe your mic on your phone is a bit too low?
No. It's not.
Okay.
You just have to speak like a theater person.
All right.
Yes.
I'm trying.
There you go.
It's better.
All right.
Wow.
That is fire in you, Necrolumpa. Come on.
All right. So I will point my finger towards Deva and will say, be paralyzed now, and I will cast Hold Monster. If it
Excellent.
works. Alright, yeah, there we go.
Very nice.
So it's a Wisdom 19 that it needs to roll.
and he rolled a 23.
I will silvery barb that.
Give me
Silvery
plus-
barbally good.
Yes.
To who you give your advantage?
I will give it to who needs it the most. Who would want advantage in something?
No one wants advantage. Why would anyone want advantage?
I don't want to give it to myself.
Right,
So
Ken?
who wants it now?
Yeah,
It's
no,
your choice. Whoever you want to give it to.
All right.
Lich is himself, Lich, so why not?
Cyril. I'll go with Cyril.
Okay.
Very good.
Thanks. Thanks.
All right, Cyril, you get your advantage, and the Deva looks at you with rage in his eyes as he rolls a dirty 20.
Oh,
What?
I won't be ordered by an undead.
Alright, I
He-
will... Yeah, go on.
And he tells you there was a point, Necrolumpa, where angels would speak about you. Your fame would precede you, even in the heavens. And now look at you. Look at you attacking divine messengers that protect the innocent. You have fell too deep.
I mean, I guess we still have something in common. So maybe you can give me some more information. I mean, I'm still working for the greater good.
Whatever makes you sleep at night.
All right.
Oh, yes, you don't.
He's got you there.
Necrolumpa, is that the end of your turn?
Blade song. Bonus action.
All right.
heck yeah.
Lich.
Very nice. How is it your blade song? How can you hum a little bit for us so we can get a sample, a little sample of it?
Yeah, Lupa.
Oh no, I'm not prepared for that. No.
Just just
I'm done.
okay. That I'm getting in the mood. Come on.
That was
Sing it,
it.
Lupa.
This is
All
just,
right.
It's just happening.
That's
Very good.
like the Winnie the Pooh.
All right. And the Deva holds his mace in front of him, and the first thing he does is to touch himself.
Oh,
Ooh.
Not in that way, Midge. He touches his shoulder.
I
He
mean,
touches his shoulder.
that's fine.
Healing light covers his body, and some of the veins that were spreading through his body start to recede as he holds his mace in front of him with his both hands, and he attacks you, Necrolumpa. And here comes the first attack, and that's a 23 to hit.
Oh, does that hit?
Your
me?
AC now is 22, so that hits.
Ooh.
And that hits you
Is
for
it 22?
10.
I gain a plus
It's-
5 on my.
7.
It's-
Oh, it's 23.
So
It's,
it still
18.
hits me.
It still hits, but yeah, it's 18
Okay.
plus 5. All right, so he slams your face with his mace to a point that dislocates your jaw way too farther to your left ear. Your head spins around 360 degrees as you take
Wow.
10 points of bludgeoning damage and 20 points of radiant damage
So
for a
that
total of
hits.
30 points of damage. and he says, I will put you to rest. And he attacks you yet again. And that's a 22 to hit, which does not hit you. Probably because he aims at your head again, and your head was still spinning from the previous strike, and he misses. And the third attack goes to Cyril. So Cyril, here comes the third attack, and that's a 23 to hit you.
Yeah.
I assume that hits. All right. And he will give you 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 14 points of radiant damage for a total of 22. Yes.
22.
All right. 22 points of damage. And he tells you, your wife is not in hell. You keep going this way, Cyril. And you never seen her again, even after your passing.
Don't talk about my wife. Cyril's gonna get ready for his next turn with anger in his face.
Well, you
Take
do.
my
You do.
wife's name out your freaking mouth.
Oh, Ronaldo, you get an inspiration for that. All right, Ronaldo, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, with that said, he's going to step towards the priest, and he's going to say, I tried to be nice, and you squandered it. Now. And he's going to flip his walking cane, his nice ivory and like white gold walking cane. He's going to spin it, and the illusion drops, and it emerges as this really heavy, angry looking hammer that's got cracks all along it, bleeding orange light. He says, I tried to be nice, and you squander it. Now, payback's a lich. And he's going to cast Searing Smite, and he's going to strike him down with his mace.
Excellent. And he's frightened of you after all that demonstration, and the 18 does hit.
Nice. All right. First is normal mace damage. So that was a mere 3. But I have 2d8 because I have Divine Strike as a cleric. So let me roll the 2d8s.
That's already counted there in roll 20 for a total of
Okay, I was
12.
looking at the other. All right, we'll roll. Okay, so it's 12 so far then with roll 20.
Yes.
Okay. Let me go to my Searing Smite 5d6 next. Oh, that's not much.
All
but
right.
anyways, and he has to do a con save first.
Describe that attack to us, Ronaldo.
Hang on. Oh, he has a con save for it to continue. All right. So as he approaches him, he's acting all nice and polite, but then as the weapon transforms and he raises it above its head, and he starts to realize that it's this really heavy, sinister-looking hammer. It erupts into flame as he brings it smashing down onto him.
And you bring the smashing down onto him, and he bangs his back against the wall and look you in the eye and says, I won't let the goat win. And that is a gunner, Ronaldo.
Midge just starts a little golf clap from her corner.
Morgan's going to be
Oh, pity.
Ronaldo, absolutely excellent. Your form was perfect. You should take up Lich Golf.
Pity, his last words, and I didn't even really catch them. Oh, well.
And Ronaldo, is that the end of your turn?
Yep, it is.
All right. And Creek, what would you like to do?
Creek, looking at the book and just study this, and he walks in for a second with his guitar, standing right at the door, and says, this deserves a performance. So, as an action, he's going to counter charm to keep playing the tune, and the bonus action, I'm going to unsettling words the diva, and this is what Creek says as he does his unsettling words. All you hear is, "Ba-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na. From the night we were reborn. Ba-na-na-na-na. The liches all gathered round. They gazed in wide hatred at the celestial they had found. The bard lich spoke up and said, 'You're all alone.' The diva could tell right away that we were bad to the bone. Da-na-na-na-na-na. With unsettling words.
You're not going to have enough inspiration in this game. You're going to have to allow us to have 2 or 3 inspirations each.
His next saving throw is going to subtract 6 from it as I unsettling words and counter charm.
You guys are indeed raising the bar. Okay. And that's his... Sorry, that 1d12. Sorry, I missed. What was for?
So I'm using unsettling words. I'm using an inspiration
Excellent.
on the diva, so he has to subtract 6 on his next saving throw.
Excellent.
And I'm counter-charming.
Excellent. All right. And Crick, are you casting?
No, I just used my action bonus action. That ends my turn. As you just
Okay.
hear that sick tune.
Very nice. And you can hear the Deva sing. You can hear his frustration as he's breathing unease, surrounded by liches, but he will die with honor, fighting the undead. These creatures, they just take such a moral high ground. They're so condescending. The way he looks at you, if he's better than you, is like he's deserving of a life and everything. And you guys, just because you look like, well, unholy things, he thinks he can haul your way back to the grave. What? No. Morrigan, what would you like to do?
Morgan's gonna. He's like, this. He's gonna look to the Deva. He's like, this has been entertaining. You have really brightened up quite a boring day, and although I've met these wonderful people, you've taken up my time with them. And he's gonna pull his hand behind his back, and he's gonna start uttering an incantation. And as he's uttering this incantation to come, the disguised self drops as each word goes, and his voice goes back to normal, and he goes, Che gujina hord ni vaitu ni smu agus ni tagatu arash. And he casts a charge from his talisman of ultimate evil on the Deva.
Excellent.
I knew Irish would come in handy one day. I knew it.
I was about to say, up the Irish.
I knew it was going to come in handy one day, yeah.
All right. So you casting if the target is of good alignment, a flaming fissure opens under it, and the target must succeed on a DC 20 dex save. All right. So
Minus whatever the...
minus the
Unsettling
6. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. And with that, oh, he rolled a net 1.
Yup. Yes.
A fissure opens beneath the Deva, and as he looks at the talisman of ultimate evil, he says to you, those words will be your loss! As hands come from under the fissure and grab him and start to scratch his skin and pull him into the fire, and the flames engulf the devil as you see The only thing remaining after the fissure closes is one of his feathers. They're still incandescent from the flames, slowly falling to the ground and still burning with a little bit of ember on top. And as it
Midge
touches the
quickly
ground,
runs over. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
as it touches the ground, it finishes burning, and it's all dark and black now because that dagger is completely gone and destroyed.
Morgan's gonna look at Creek and say, "Can I say it? Can I please say it?
Go for it.
Payback's a lich."
If you can do those same visuals, we'll do great in my performances.
Mate, let's call it a 1-2 act. Morgan and Creek. The liches fishers. Liches fishers, hey!
Ronaldo
Put him on
giving
the
him
highway
the
to
slow
hell.
clap. He's like, "That was an excellent performance."
Midge,
Good
I even
job.
left you. I even made sure the devil below, who's actually my pet, and we might meet him soon. I even made sure he left you a feather.
No, the feather burned up.
Oh well, sometimes he gets a bit hungry and he doesn't listen to me. He's not very well trained.
Ronaldo would like to reach over to the priest that he just killed and take the necklace of prayer beads from around his neck.
Yes.
Take it.
Very nice. And Midge, what would you like to do? Still your turn.
I wanted to look around and see. It looks like there's a book here. Investigate this altar. If there's anything of interest on the altar.
Roll perception.
Okay. 13. Now, is my... I'm sure it's way too long. I still have that bardic inspiration, or is that gone now?
That's gone.
Midge,
Okay.
Midge,
That was gone at the start of the combat.
inspiration, Midge. Take my inspiration.
Oh, I have inspiration myself. I'm fine. I'll use inspiration to keep looking.
All right.
Yeah, 29. That's much better.
Very nice. Midge, you notice that there's a tiny little button just hidden under this altar.
Midge presses it.
And Midge, as you press, the altar moves forward, and you see a dark tunnel with a staircase going down to a place where you can't see the end. It seems you have found the entrance to the catacombs, or one of the entrances. And on that note, go ahead, Midge.
Oh, Midge is gonna point her hand down there and say, "After you, liches!"
Don't you mean liches?
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Midge. My ear fell off.
How dare you? How dare you doubt my wordplay?
And
You just slap the side of your head, and then like a worm just pops out of the other ear.
And Venus, that's a wrap. Let's